Fireplace. Welcome back. If you don't remember or this is your first time to be with me in this program, I welcome you. And I would like you to understand that we are planning an interesting, hopefully, program which handles many of the myths, taboos, misconceptions about sex. As you probably understood from the title, sex is like fire, which has great benefits, pleasures, when it is placed in its place. However, when it's taken out and misused, can hurt both yourself and those who come near you. We have covered several topics before. Today's topic, however, I would like to approach a topic in regards to what are the differences between men and women. Our Lord created us man and a woman, and He said it's not good for a man to be alone. And He created Eve to complement him, to be helper, and both of them together are united, and no man shall separate. Our Lord, in His design of man and a woman, have put some differences in order for each one of them to be interesting mate to the other person.
I feel like just from conversations I have had with them, it's not always thinking long term. It's more short term at first, which I'm also generalizing, so I'm not saying these are all guys. But it's like they see something or see someone, they like, she's cute, okay, let me go for it kind of thing, where girls are more emotional. So they're thinking more with their hearts and more of like, they get attached easily. So it's not just about like, oh, the attraction, but it's like, I'm emotionally invested in this.
Women have a more positive outlook on life in general, and they are more emotionally invested than men are. I think at different stages in life comes different periods, but at certain points, let's say if you're in a relationship, a woman might be more emotionally invested as opposed to the man might be more, he might be as invested, but he's more thinking of, let's say, the next steps or the next move. So the woman might be more just attached to the relationship. The man might be just more thinking what is to come ahead. But once like I said before, I think it's more at different stages in different life. So a high schooler might be at a more impulsive stage as a male versus when he's in college versus once he's in grad. He might be now thinking more with his brain as opposed to with his heart.
I see it from the aspect of they have a lot of pressure. So they have the role of being the head of the house, the breadwinner, like all these things that they're raised as. They're raised from like birth, like kind of like their mom tells them, like you have to be the rogue, like you have to be the man of the house. So I feel like they see it from a lot of pressure where they have to support and provide and those things, which I feel like lately has been a topic that we've been discussing a lot, where it kind of holds them back because it feels like they're not ready to support everything. So it holds them back a little bit.
Sometimes, again, this is across, this is just a generalization, but this is not obviously always true. Sometimes men are seen as more kind of, very textbook, logical thinking, more so with their brain, kind of what Peter was saying. And then women tend to be viewed as, more emotional or thinking more with their heart. And we were all created differently, the men and women. So I think that's kind of the first thing that comes to mind, is maybe just more emotional and kind of seeing it more with their heart than anything else.
These differences are never meant that they are challenging partners, but rather a team that work together. And that's where we differ with those who claim that homosexuality is really an alternate type, because that's not the intention of God's creation. From Genesis till the New Testament of Romans, God created man and a woman.
You'll find that women experience a bonding that comes with sex also. But women require an emotional connection that cannot be compromised, perhaps more so than men. Men and women view sex differently by design. God wanted men to struggle to understand the view of women, and God wanted women to struggle to understand the view of men. And only together do these views make the full understanding of God as humans made in the image of God.
The Bible is clear about that. From the beginning, He created them, male and female, according to His likeness or in His image. So when we are male and female, in fact, we are in the image of God, because in God we find the two genders, male and female. God, we can't say that God is a man or a woman, no. But this is one purpose. The other thing, He created us so that when we get married, when we unite, we integrate with each other. We become a perfect union. Yes, we are different. With being different, it doesn't mean that we cannot integrate, we cannot become one perfect union.
Men see the world as a race, as a war, a hunt. Their job is to achieve and to succeed. They feel driven, and they are ready to design and procreate. Women, on the other hand, see the world as a family, a nest, a place of beauty. Their job is to nurture, to care, and to shelter. They feel driven to relate, to associate, and to cultivate.
Men see the world, generally speaking, from the eyes of respect, and from the eyes of achievement, and from the eyes also of love. For a man, respect means everything. The ability to feel respected and to be respected in the future by his spouse is paramount. The scriptures reveal this when St. Paul teaches about love and respect. St. Paul explains that a man needs for his wife to respect him.
The average man sees the world as a series of accomplishments. And so the man is trying to achieve, to win, to gain, to possess, to obtain, to assert, to dominate something. Men are also very, on average, very compartmentalized, which means that they kind of go from accomplishment to accomplishment, task to task, environment to environment, without taking the others with him. So, for example, a man will go to work, and then when he comes home, he wants to not think about work, or he goes to work and he wants to not think about his family, or he gets home and he wants to stare at the television to kind of unwind, which actually, so that's one thing, the compartmentalization. And the other thing too is very interesting, is that men don't seek to connect with others in the same way that women do.
Men probably see the world like they have to assume a leadership role, take on themselves the hard stuff, protecting others, etc., etc.
If you ask a man to introduce himself, he will respond in the terms of his occupation. I'm a teacher. I'm an engineer. But if you ask a woman, she will respond in terms of her relationships. I'm friends of, I'm the wife of, I'm the mother of. Women succeed in careers and can outdo their male competitors, but in their souls, they long for friendships, family, children, home. And that's why they are perfect together. In dialects, men tend to share information with a bent towards a problem solving, while she, on the other hand, is more verbal. There claim to be over 1,500 words in an hour and have larger vocabularies than boys. He desires companionship in social activities, church functions, no matter the timing could be inconvenient. She tends to share feelings with somewhat bent towards drama. She desires to maintain verbal relationships with husband, no matter how much time it takes for her to explain her issue. He prefers facts, she prefers feelings.
How God created Eve in the beginning and how he created her to be a helper unto Adam. So that was the first thing that we see. And then we also see that she was meant to bear children and to procreate. So from those things, from those characteristics, we know that women tend to be very motherly, gentle, be very nurturing. Those are things that God has put in us to survive and to procreate. And it's a beautiful thing that he gave especially to the women. Not saying that men don't have some of these characteristics, but it's more in the women. So the way a woman sees the world can be through these gifts that she has.
The woman uses her whole brain, and the woman views the world through her emotions and through her feelings. Women are able to multitask. Women also view the world by putting everything into one compartment, their feelings, their emotions, their information. Women are far more sensitive than men. They're more finely tuned with their feelings. Women are willing to express their emotions and use their words and communicate. So women view the world through themselves, and they research and look within themselves and examine themselves and see the world through their own feelings and through their own emotions. But women also, by nature, genuinely care about others because they have the maternal instinct. Most women do. So they also view the world through other people and not just themselves. So women definitely have been uniquely designed by God to view the world in a very different way.
A man can view the world in many different ways, and men are different. Individual differences are pronounced. But the eyes of a man and how he sees the world have some commonality.
A woman feels perfected when she has a man in her life. I'm sure the man would feel the same thing. But women see the world in a way to serve, to take care of others, to become source of emotions and love to their families and to their churches, to contribute, etc. These are like gender roles or gender differences between men and women.
Men see sex as a physical act, often impulsive, responds to the attraction of a woman, usually through his eyes, as one of his sex organs. And unfortunately, his failure is pornography.